But Namaste is when we join our hands to greet someone. Well, the scientific reason behind Namaste is, as we join our hands together, we exert pressure on the tips of our fingers, which have nerve endings which are connected directly to our eyes, ears and our mind. Helps us remember that person who we might have not met for a long time. And as a bonus, since we are not actually shaking anybody's hands, you don't have to worry about if their hand were, anywhere that it shouldn't be and was carrying something that you don't actually want on your hands. But I mean, I know I don't do shit like this, but there are some people who are just dirty, man. So the next up is throwing coins in the water. In the ancient times, most of the coins were made of copper, and copper is very useful for the human body. So people used to throw these coins in the drinking wells to make sure that there was adequate amount of copper in the drinking water, so that there was always adequate amount of copper going into our body, which was very helpful. We didn't believe in that dumb shit. Garibon ka bhala kar, Bhagwan tere ko bhala karega. No, that shit came after advertising. So the next up is ringing the temple bells. The composition of the temple bell is such that when you strike it, it creates a frequency of sound that unites the left and the right part of your brain, and the echo lasts for about 7 seconds. Even the Indian food pattern has some kind of scientific basis behind it. You start off with spices and end with sweets. The consumption of spices activates the digestive juices and the acids in our stomach, which helps quickens the process of digestion. Consumption of sweets or carbohydrates slows down the digestion. So sweets were consumed at the very end of the meal. Of course, if you are Punjabi, you don't give a shit, because parathe ke saath to tum jalebi bhi kha loge. Next up is sleeping with your head pointing south. So human body has its own magnetic field. Then there is the Earth's magnetic field. While we sleep, we want our magnetic field to be symmetrical to the Earth's magnetic field. This helps preventing a lot of blood-related disorders. Another theory is that the iron in our blood accumulates in the brain, causing Alzheimer's disease, cognitive brain disorders and Parkinsonism. The next up is fasting. Many diseases occur in our body because of the accumulation of the toxic material in the digestive system. Simply by fasting, you can get rid of these toxic materials. There is another theory postulated that since 80% of the human body is made of fluids, so when the moon is closest to the earth, the moon's gravitational pull starts affecting the individual's fluid content in the body, causing a lot of emotional changes. So you might have noticed that whenever there is a full moon, some people are more moody. लड़कियों पे चांद ज़्यादा असर करता होगा. The scientific reason behind putting a sindoor is that when you apply sindoor on your forehead, it activates your nerve endings so that there is regulated blood supply to the uterus, helps control blood pressure, especially during pregnancy. So this is the reason why widows are advised against applying sindoor. So next up is mehndi. During a wedding procession, just a style statement. But that isn't true. It is scientifically proven that application of mehndi calms you down, your nerves from being tense. This is why we have such a smooth wedding procession with almost like 200 female relatives celebrating and having fun in a confined area. Finally, we come to what is the scientific basis behind going to a temple. Well, before temples became a good business, an idol would be placed at the point where the earth's magnetic field would be the strongest, and then a temple would be constructed around this idol, not the other way around like we have now. Vasant Vihar mein mandir banao bhai, crore banenge. You might have noticed in some of the more traditional or ancient temples that there is a copper bar right underneath this idol with some shlokas or mantras written over it. Copper would help create an artificial magnetic field around idol. That's why everybody is encouraged to move clockwise around the idol and not the other way around, so that they move in the direction of the magnetic field, so they would get all the positive energy from the earth. So there it is, guys. This is a video on all the scientific facts that we could find linked to our traditions and customs and whatnot. So before criticizing your own customs and traditions, just think about a moment that why they are there. Obviously, these guys who came up with these traditions were not idiots. There must be some reason why 1.5 billion people do certain things the way they do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click on the subscribe button, make sure you give us a thumbs up, and make sure you comment in the comment section below if you have any other cool facts that we might have skipped over. We'd love to know about them.